longing could also be understood and spoken of and sensed into as the reversal of that very power, that very force, that very first projective power that creates this manifestation in the first place. It's that echo, that humming left after the striking of the major cosmic bell, that what we call this creation. And that echo is the highest calling. When we hear that calling, nothing, absolutely nothing compares to that.
So I came to apologize for my ignorance and for my arrogance. For when I first met you on YouTube, I couldn't bear it. I would change it immediately. And weeks after, you appeared in dreams and in visions. So I had to watch over and over again until I could hear. And on the Easter immersion, I met you the first time, physically. And a deep changing took place in my life, even though I can't describe. I don't know what to say about that. But what I see is that I went out for knowledge. And what is manifesting is a deep sense of longing. I don't even know what's longing for. So I wondered, could that actually be in the way? Can there be too much longing for? Maybe for unity.
Well, the first part is nothing new to me about it. I can't stand myself sometimes either. So it's kind of like I sympathize. And funny enough, periodically there are comments like that. One was just 2 days ago, in fact. I think under the interview with Bernardo Castrop, 2 years ago, we conversed, not interview, we had a conversation, which we produced, and this comment came, and it's something along the lines, I paraphrase, I don't even know it's a female or male commenter, but that when I first started listening, and I could not stand this guy Igor. Like I just thought, and like some epithets given. But then as I kind of, buckled myself in because I wanted to see what this is all about, and ended in a more positive stance, that I realized there's a lot for me to learn from this very wise man. So I thought, okay, all right. So, yes, and it's actually, when we come to something which is, we know potentially can change our life, our first response should in a way be, certainly could be, aversion, right? Aversion to that. I will tell you honestly, when I first saw a picture of Maharishi Mahesh Yogi on the cover of the Russian version of the Bhagavad Gita, I turned the book upside down like this. I couldn't bear it. This is, we're talking about early 90s. It was just something that was like in me rebelling that no, I cannot be. I just turned the book like that so as to have a piece of like that in my visual sphere. My mother sent me the copy. I was already living in London. Later, I had an insight that I know why I did that and why there was this resistance, because that resistance then subtly continued even as I was already learning, reading, studying, because I knew there is something that completely and utterly takes over the system of values that I held on dearly or for dear life, that will be taken away from me. That this being is going to take everything I knew about myself and turn it upside down. So of course there was this tremendous resistance, and there were attempts at, tricking that. There were attempts at like, I'm going to be smart. I will be the one who's smart. Leapfrog myself. I'll have my cake and eat it too. So that's just to that part, but longing. And the way you put it also, it's also quite beautiful. I came for knowledge, and instead it would not be exaggeration to simply say that everything, absolutely everything, is one way or another, is a pretext for grace, descending power to reclaim us. Whatever we do in life, whatever we try to do, consciously, unconsciously, subconsciously, whatever there is in any field of enterprise, it boils down to that. And within the framework of this particular teaching, that is explicitly so. That's why it's also based on these involuntary processes. That's why samavesha is exalted above samadhi, because it's not up to our doing. It's totally beyond any capacity that individual can ever summon up. And longing could also be understood and spoken of and sensed into as the reversal of that very power, that very force, that very first projective power that creates this manifestation in the first place. It's that echo, that humming left after the striking of the major cosmic bell, that what we call this creation. And that echo is the highest calling. When we hear that calling, nothing, absolutely nothing compares to that. Nothing ever could.